Hello, hello, hello there, and welcome along to round 5. Can you believe it's gone so fast already? It's the 2015 World Sports Series Championship here at GPVWC, and we are here at Canada. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve, a 4.3 kilometer circuit of straights and sharp turns galore. It's a nightmare for many. It's a glorious track for others, and in these wonderful flat six cars, they're a real handful, a real challenge. We've got the curbs raised up high to make sure that we don't have any cheatsy cutters, and we are currently in the middle of qualifying. My name's James Kirk, and alongside me, hopefully later on in the broadcast, will be Seth McCready once again, but he has a couple of connection issues at the moment. So I welcome along my cameraman on commentary next to me. It's Mr. Mike Phillis. And Mike, we've got a very interesting session ahead. A couple of penalties from Monaco have drastically changed the order of the top 5 in the championship, which of course is crucial considering success ballast. We have 45 kilograms for Risto Capit. We've got 36 kilograms now for his Estonian friend Martin Lapassa, 27 for Jordan Weeks. Augustin Canapino, who was set to get 36, he's now down to 18. And around this circuit, Gilles Villeneuve, weight is going to be a massive, massive factor, is it not?
Massive factor, the heavy braking zones, the weight's going to be an issue, whether they're going to carry through with the weight, or, whether the weight's going to help slow them down when they need to,
Yeah, indeed. So currently, up the top of the timesheets is Andrew Waring for Ice Cold Racing. Now, we've got some big news concerning our reigning champion, Jesper Nielsen. He is officially pulled out of the series. So not only are we going to have a brand new championship winner in the teams department, but we're also going to have a brand new championship winner in the drivers department as well. He's just lost pole position to 4 people now. Weeks, Chergwin and Capit going into first, second and third. But Nielsen, it's been such an opposite to the campaign which he had last year. It saw him become champion, only the second champion at GPVWC history to win without securing a single race win. We've seen him display some unchampion-like behaviour during this year, but he's also been a little bit unlucky. Do you think his decision to leave the series is justified, Mike?
Well, look at the way he was driving. I don't know whether it was lack of interest, whether it would be the drivers have just stepped the game up a bit. But, only he will know his reasons for actually leaving, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely true. Right, so currently we are halfway through qualifying. Jordan Weeks, who I remind you has 27 kilograms of weight ballast, is in P1 with a 139.8. We have seen much, much faster than that. In fact, 8/10 faster than that, actually, as it happens. We've got Matthew Chergwin there in P2. Risto Capit with the full 45 kilograms of weight ballast in P3. Martin Lapassa there has actually just deposed Capit from P3. He's got the 36 kilograms of weight ballast, as we said. So Capit down to 4th. De Vries there in 5th. Canapino with 18 in 6th. Waring with 7 is in 7th there. Marcus Riffel, a little bit of a prodigy coming into the World Sports Series, did some excellent defending off the championship leaders in Istanbul. Not a good Monaco round though. He's in P8 there. Kevin Siggy, who we know is suffering with a bit of a phobia issue back at home. He's actually just gone on to pole position from P9, so Kevin doing very well there to overcome some personal fears. Eric Strana, who we weren't actually expecting, actually no, we were expecting him in the car, weren't we? He wasn't here in Monaco, but he's back now, but he only manages P10. Also a shout out to Philip Pushka, the reigning Super Cup champion, the current Super League Championship leader. He is stepping in for Fran Lopez, who won his first race of the season last time out at Vodel Racing. It's going to be very interesting to see how he comes, how he gets on. I believe this is his first tin top race at GPVWC as well. Currently P11, not a bad effort at all.
It's been a bit of a challenge compared to the open wheeler, but yeah, I think maybe he just shows his caliber of multi-platform racing.
Especially with the flat six, like these are not the easiest cars to drive, and he's just gone up to P3. A great effort from the German. I mean, these are cars with lots of setup options, and the flat sixes are not one of them. So I'm doing very well there to overcome the issues of the flat six. And just having a look for any other newcomers we have today. Welcome Chris Kinsman at Drake Racing, filling in for Morton Wernerson. Of course, with THR gone, that means that John Monroe and David Junt are looking for seats, and Junt is now at Lusitania, and oh my goodness, it's me, Jordan Weeks, I think, crashing into the back of him, losing it, going over the chain, crashing into Lusitania driver as well. So a bit of worries there. Welcome Argo Teder coming in for Enterprise GP. Roy Verzile making his debut for Lusitania as well. Dave Van Gils making his debut for Racing Team Stroughton. Jack Mayer as Tay4. And I think that might actually be it for all of our new people, thankfully. But we've got 6 minutes to go. Kevin Siggy on top from Jordan Weeks and Eric Strana, who has now worked his way up into P3, the Swedish driver. We've then got Tom Parker, who's been looking very strong in both unofficial and official practice. Currently P4 there for the Epic Racing team. And it seems that Epic have really stumbled upon a couple of gems this series. Tom Parker was looking... He was nowhere, really, in the Midnight car in World Sports Series last year. All of a sudden he's come alive in the Epic car, and how can we forget Whoopke Hoekstra as well, being a revelation in Formula Challenge this year, so much so that he's earned a promotion to Super Cup as of Austria, I believe. So Epic finding some pretty epic drivers. Behind them, the two Vodbuls, Pushka out qualifying Canapino so far, until just then. Canapino with the 18 kilograms of weight ballast up into P2, a 139.7 from him. Yet Kevin Siggy's 139.5, that provisional pole position with 5 minutes to go, still 5/10 off the best we've seen.
Yeah, I just say about Tom Parker. I mean, he's been racy since race one. You know, he's come alive. It's just like something just clicked with the tin tops compared to the open wheelers, I think. But yeah, with all the other drivers, I think everyone this season have just upped their game. Apart from the second race that we seen in Barcelona, I think it was. The driving has been high quality, I think.
And talking of high quality, I don't think much higher will be found than Risto Capit. For the most part, he's looked ever as dominant as he did over in the Touring Pro Series Virtual Carrera Cup, where he is reigning champion over there with 45 kilograms of weight ballast. He's P3. As Eric Strachan has actually just gone up into P1 there. And of course, if you haven't seen the Canadian Sports Series from last year, please do. The bout between Eric and Sven de Vries for the entirety of race one, absolutely fabulous. And Eric actually won that first race last year as well, looking very good to be challenging up there at the top as well. But Risto Capit, worth noting, he slipped up in Monaco last time, didn't score for the second time this year in race 2, and along with that, he actually has a 10-place grid penalty, and coupled with the 45 kilograms of weight ballast, he really needs to make sure he is as high up the order as he can possibly be. And I tell you what, P3 is not a bad start.
No, it's not. You know, 10 places, you get into the middle, you're going to be right in the danger zone with bumps and shoves and all of that.
And so, your top 10 now: Estrana, Siggy, Capit, Canapino, Waring, Weeks, Parker, Pushka, Richards up into P9, and Martin Lepastre took his first win out in Monaco last time around. In race 1, he's currently P10, remember, with 36 kilograms of weight ballast. So I find it quite fascinating, actually, as Risto Capit deposes Siggy from P2, now deposed himself from P2, as Andrew Waring makes it an ice-cold 1-2. They need that after no points scored in Monaco last time around. But yeah, I'm just having a look now. So all the drivers, okay, it was all the drivers with weight penalties, also with success ballast, were in the top 10. Not anymore. Lepastre deposed to P11 because David Francis, a very good qualifying from him so far, looking as good as Parker, really. He's up into P5 for triple 20, and Francis has been building his form ever so slowly over the year. And at the halfway point, as we are now, I guess now is a better time than any to find some form in yourself.
Oh yeah, it's starting to get to the business end of the championship now, I suppose. Yeah, Martin's been mentioned to me all week that the success ballast has been a bit of an issue with him. So some drivers deal with it better than others, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I know for sure that some people actually like having weight ballast on their cars. I've had weight ballast. I've had 9 kilograms on an ITC BMW back from season 1 of ITC twice, and the 9 kilograms actually helped with the balance of my car which is so bizarre in many ways, but it just helps for some people. I mean, I know Kevin Siggy, for example, currently sitting in P4. He feels no difference with the cars. You can see the times falling off, of course, but he doesn't see any difference in the handling. So everyone adapts to it differently. Of course, the one who is best adapting to it is Risto Capit. I am very impressed that he's currently sitting in P3, getting a nice toe from Waring as he finishes his current lap as well. No improvement though, as Tom Parker there does get an improvement. He had a double slipstream from Waring and Capit. He's up into P2. He's pulled off to the side of the road. I think he might consider that qualifying done. Indeed he is. So Tom Parker up to P2, a wonderful, epic effort from the Epic Racing team. But Eric Strada, he is ever improving. He is now 2/10 clear of the rest of the field of 139.2, looking very good for him. His teammate Andrew Waring denied from a ice cold 1-2. He's got a minute left he's got basically this lap left to improve it. Only a couple of hundredths away from Parker. Nothing, or never say never, I would say. We've got Francis still P6 there, Canapino 7th, Weeks 8th, Pushka 9th, Richards there in 10th, La Pasa now down to 11th. Remember, La Pasa 2nd in our championship table. We will go through those championship standings once we head into warm-up, though, as the timer ticks down to 30 seconds left. I'm just having a look to see who might be the last people to cross the line. I have a feeling it might be Canapino, actually. I'm seeing Canapino coming down the start-finish. You've got a couple like Engel, Clont, who had a wonderful drive last time in Monaco. Verzile there as well. I think Canapino might actually not be able to make it. But wait and see now. It's going to be very close. No, it's not. I don't think. No. The flag flies. Right, so Campino, does he improve? No, he doesn't. I did see someone improve though. Matthew Churgwin does though. Churgwin deposes his teammate Matt Richards into P10. So who is left? Frančić is in. Capit's done. Waring's done. Strana and Siggy, I think, and Junta are all on the lap. Strana coming around the final corner on the home straight now. I see Siggy all going very wide of the World Champions there. Strana staying over to the very inside. No improvement from there. Here comes Kevin Siggy now. And no improvement from him either. Is that everyone done? I think we've got Jordan Weeks, the final person on the lap. I think maybe Philip Pushker and Sven de Vries might also have something to say about that. Jordan Weeks comes through the final corner now, and let's see where our Englishman goes with 27 kilograms of weight ballast. I remind you, stays over to the right as well. And he does improve into P5, deposing Kevin Siggy and David Frančić and Agustin Canapino. Let's see, we do have a couple of more now. Matt Richards going to be the next fast guy to cross the line. Can he depose his teammate once again from P10? We shall wait and see. Richards to the line as Jack Mayer's ahead of him. I think Pushka hit the wall, so that might have ruined his lap a little. Matt Richards to the line. No improvement from him. Pushka. No improvement from him. And Sven de Vries improved up to P13. But it is Eric Strana who takes pole position for Ice Cold Racing. And that means that he is our 5th different pole sitter in a row.
Amazing. How many pole sitters we can have compared, to other series?
We can have 10.
Exactly, that's true. Considering that other series are just the same over and over again with the best developed car. I think where the cars are the same, all the equipment are the same, it just shows the driver ingenuity and how they set up the car. Actually shows, and the way they drive it, I suppose, as well. It just shows who's on form,
He's joined on the front row by Tom Parker, a wonderful effort from the Epic Racing team driver, and then behind him, Andrew Waring on his debut with Ice Cold. He hates the cars, I know he does. Doesn't mean he isn't faster than them. He'll be P3. Risto Capit qualifies P4 with the 45 kilograms of weight ballast, an incredible effort, but he has a 10-place grid penalty, so she'll start P14, which actually promotes his teammate, funnily enough. So Jordan Weeks will start P4. Kevin Siggy will start P5. Frančić 6th. Canapino 7th, ahead of his teammate Pushka, making his debut 8th. Churgwin 9th. And Cosmo 10th. So it's very much Noah's Ark for the last 2 rows of the top 10. That is a wonderful effort from Parker. It's going to be interesting to see how Capit deals with that weight penalty, especially from P14. He'll have his teammate ahead of him, so he might not have too much of a fight there, but the likes of De Vries, Lapassa, the two Cosmos, Vodbull are all ahead of him, and I'm sure that's going to make for a very interesting fight at the start.
It will be interesting. It always is, I think. Turn 1, everyone wants to win it, but no one can win it in turn 1. It's 15 laps, so yeah, with Parker splitting the two, that was something out of nothing. It just looked like they were on for it, the Ice Cold team.
And as I say, they need it with a no score last time. And talking of scoring, let's go through the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. So, Risto Capit, as I've just received... Okay, sorry, we're just waiting for Stephanie's to do a manual reinstall, so hopefully he should be able to join us soon enough. But going back to the driver standing, so it's Risto Capit leading on 93 points. Remember, he starts from 14th in this race. Martin Lapasha, his good friend, is behind him on 79 points, and boy oh boy is it a close battle for that P2 slot. I mean, it's close to leader as it is, only 14 points separating the top two. But then we have Jordan Weeks on 78, Agustin Canapino also on 78. The only reason why Weeks is ahead is because he has that race win in race 1 at Turkey. Kevin Siggy's P5 on 74, with Tom Parker P6 on 70. He's very much in the fight for the championship, I tell you. Bruce the 7th on 61. Strana, who's missed 2 rounds this year, still there on 55 points, ahead of David Junt on 55 points. Eric also has a win to his name, while David is not. And John Monroe, who we believe might not be taking part in the championship from now on either, with the withdrawal of THR. He currently rounds out the top 10 on 48. So a chance for Sven de Vries behind in 11th on 47 points to perhaps capitalise. And the top 5 in the team standings as they are: Walk Racing on 154, followed by the surprise package of this year, Drake Racing on 122. THR, they've pulled out now, but they're still there in third on 107, with Vodbull behind them, only 1 point behind on 106. And as I say, a no score for Ice Cold Racing leaves them a little bit distant on 90 points in 5th place. Mind you, Mazurek Racing is on the same amount of points, but once again, it is that win from Strana which is keeping them above Mazurek. So wins very much starting to separate men from the boys in this category. A shame to lose THR and also Viking Racing from the field, but we're hoping to get news on which teams will be replacing them, and perhaps we can see some other new teams in the next 2 weeks. If you're interested, of course, in putting your own team in for a small cheeky application, head on over to GPVWC.com and check out our forums for all the latest updates and what not. It'll be great to have you guys all along, especially as it is probably one of the final years that we're going to be running R Factor in all of our series. So, just keeping an eye on the front here. Strana, Parker, Waring. Parker is yet... Actually, no, Parker did win a race in World Sports Series, but that was 2 years ago in a different car. Waring hates the cars. And of course, Strana has no weight, as opposed to the nearest guy behind him who has won a race this year, Jordan Weeks, with 27. Would you say the race is Eric's to lose, Mike?
I'd say so. No weight. He's got to make total advantage of his position. All right, he's got Parker behind him. Like we say, Parker's racing. He can pull off moves. We've seen that plenty of time. I mean, Turkey had a good battle there. And apart from the heavy braking zones, you got long straights here, so he's gonna have to pull away in the traction zones coming out of the corners just to be able to keep ahead of him, I think.
Yeah, indeed. It'll be interesting to see what Waring and Parker can do for sure. And I think the key for Ice Cold, if anything, will be to get Waring ahead of Parker so he can almost act as a rear gunner type of person. So, if you lovely lot out there in the audience, of course watching it live, are interested on getting in on the action here and interested in contributing your thoughts, then please feel free to head on to Twitter and hashtag GPVWC Live, or indeed mention my Twitter handle at KirkyLife, and we'll try and get as many of your thoughts in as possible. And if you've got any questions for the drivers to be asked after both races in the interviews, then please be free to ask them as well. So 20 seconds left to the end of warm-up, almost ready to go into the First race of this evening. Are we saying Strana for pole, Mike?
Strana's got pole, isn't it? Maybe Strana for the win.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I was just winding you up, Mr. Kirk. I think if he gets a clean getaway, yes, I think he'll pull away. If Parker matches him, I think Parker might just have it tonight, unless something untoward actually shows.
Something untoward. It always happens, doesn't it? Whether it's a mighty first corner clash or a problem in the midfield, especially around a street circuit, one small tap and a horizontal car in the middle of the road, that could cause a bit of issue.
Oh, yes. Just, there's 3 chicanes here. You get them wrong, and that's it then. Water Champions is renowned for taking people out. It bites back.
But surely in these World Sport Series cars, you can actually get away with it a little bit more than perhaps in the single-seaters.
Oh, yeah, it could be bump and grinding, but still, you don't want to be too close. All right, take a bit of paintwork off, makes you a bit lighter, but, take that risk. You could take a risk too far and end up with no wheel.
Grinding preceded by sausage curbs. It's almost like it's lined up for a classic Simon Smith joke.
It does, doesn't it? Hello to Simon Smith.
Hello, Simon Smith, yeah. Trying to make you proud. Okay, so hopefully we're going to be moving into the race session sooner or later. The clock has ticked down to 0. And anticipation is building for sure. Perhaps we can actually have a little chat while we're waiting about the Atlantic Series last night, which was perhaps a little bit devoid of action, unfortunately, due to a large amount of retirements, but overall very successful. And as I say, we're planning on moving a lot I think the league's planning on moving a lot of the series onto R Factor 2 next year. I say we as the community, we're hoping for a change, a new beginning, of course. And I think the Atlantic Series and World GT in particular have really proven that it is ready now. There might be a lot of getting used to things like new tyre models, locking up, flat spots, more sensitive cars as such, but overall it's really starting to show why it could arguably be the best simulator out there.
It just adds a bit more realism to what we do, you know what I mean? Like you say, the flat spotting, it's what we see week in, week out in Formula 1. But yeah, I think R Factor 2 is probably going to be the way to go as a full-on simulation.
I believe we might have Stephen McCready back. Come in, Mr. McCready. Hello. Are we there?
I'm trying. This has been a complete farce. But,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, mate. We'll leave you to. He's going to be here sooner or later. As soon as you are back, then give me a poke or something. I can join in spectate anyway now, so we don't need to worry about tyre compounds or anything.
Yeah, that's all right. I keep the seat warm for you, Stefan. It's all right.
You don't want to know what he's done on the seat.
Nothing untoward. That's the word of the
Nothing
day.
untoward. Word of the evening. Lovely. Warm as my apple pie.
Just like warm apple pie.
Got some of that waiting for me later. Got like a food of the evening sort of thing. I used to have like a drink of the evening where I'd obnoxiously open a can into the microphone. It's like really unprofessional.
And my food of the evening every Wednesday has to be a nice dragon curry.
A dragon curry? That sounds fiery.
It can be.
What's included in that?
Bits and pieces. It's just like a hot chicken curry kind of thing. But obviously, me being from lovely sunny South Wales, it's in Welsh, as in a flaming dragon. But yeah,
of course. I should know. I'm half Welsh. Like, it doesn't click with me. Doesn't click with me. Oh dear. I'm actually not a fan of curry, actually.
Not me, but these curries, they are really, really nice.
I know whenever I go and see my family down in Wales, they always find it almost like a tradition to have a curry with my family, and I'm stuck there having like dry steak and chips.
Nom nom nom.
From the Indian, by the way.
Oh, it's the Swansea people for you there, but you know what I mean?
Mm. If you
Everything
actually,
comes from the Indian.
let's give you a little. Let's give a little shout out to Swansea. Actually, best ice cream in the world can be found there. Joe's ice cream, unbelievable.
For sure, for sure. Joe's ice
Um,
cream is nothing but the best.
Talking about ice cream, ice cold. I'm sure that they're going to be a little bit like, get on with this race. You know, they've done all the hard work getting to first and third, and there they are now, just waiting. We've had a couple of people talking to me. Oh, I think we're waiting on Thomas Hinds actually, who is left and is trying to get back at least. Mr. McCready still having issues. We will try and persevere, Stefan. You're here in spirit. It's okay.
We will soldier on. We can fix you.
Tell you all, Obama. Or Bob the Builder. Have you seen what they've done to Bob the Builder?
Exactly the same as what they're doing to my beloved Thunderbirds.
Oh no, but Thunderbirds was okay. I gave the first episode a little watch out of interest, and I thought it was okay. I thought they nailed some of the likenesses.
How rude. You cannot see the strings.
No, but I don't know. I think it's good for the kids. But they've yeah, I don't know. They've done the same to Thomas the Tank Engine. They CGI'd it. No love anymore. No love, no passion in there. Or maybe there is, I don't know. But anyway,
Old school.
we are finally in the race session, and it is lovely blue skies up above in Montreal, or at least it will be tomorrow. We hope, otherwise this RScan weather script is horribly wrong. But it hasn't gone horribly wrong so far this evening for Eric Strana. Can he convert pole position into his second win at the Circuit Shield Villeneuve, race 1 in the World Sports Series for 2 years in a row? Will be an interesting prospect, especially with Tom Parker there on the second row alongside of him, his best effort of the year. Andrew Waring, he hates the cars, he's got good speed. Can he act as a good rear gunner to Strana? He's there in P3 with Jordan Weeks with 27 kilograms of weight ballast there in P4 to keep him company. Kevin Siggy is P5 battling a phobia today. He has got 9 kilograms of weight ballast, but he's there for Enterprise GP. Behind him, a great effort from David Francic, P6 for Triple 20, and behind him are the two Vodballs, Agustin Canapino with 18 kilograms of weight ballast in P7, and Philip Pushka, the current Super League Championship leader, there in P8 behind him on his debut in the series. We then have the two Cosmos of Matthew Churgwin, our qualifying Matt Richards to round out the top 10 with Martin Lapassa, race winner last time in race 1 at Monaco. He's got 36 kilograms of weight ballast, however, in the Drake Racing car. Behind him, Sven de Vries is P12 for Mazurek Racing. And then we have the two Walks, Cameron Brewster P13, and then Bristow Capet, our championship leader with 45 kilograms of weight ballast, P14 because of a 10-place grid penalty. David Yunt with his new team, Lusitania, starts P15 with Marcus Riffle behind him, P16 for Racing Team Stroughton. We then have the two YDF1s of Roy Stroughton and Matthew Allington. We then have Argo Tedder making his debut for Enterprise GP in P19, and the top 20 is rounded out by Rob Mason for Epic Racing Team. We then have Scott Cervic, P21 for Woods Racing, with Chris Kinsman making his debut for Drake Racing in P22. Menno Klont back to reality after the highs of 5th in Monaco. He's P23 for Tayfor. We then have Royver Zyle, P24 for Lusitania. With Dave Van Gils, P25 for Racing Team Stroughton. Florian Engel is P26 for Wouters Automotive. Jack Mayer is P27 for Tayfor. Tyrone Frith is P28 for TTF. And the back of the grid is rolled out by Tomu Cabrera for CM Tech and Joel Pereira for CM Tech. Which means that we have 10, well, we say we have 10 cars missing. We have 4 cars who shouldn't be here, so we have 6 cars missing.
6 cars. Used to have a massive grid. I would say it's small now, but...
Or chance of points.
That is true. That is true. More points. You know what points make?
Pride.
Yes.
I'm a little bit devoid of them recently. I want some. Give them to me. Pretty sure that's what Eric Strana's going to be saying, though. As everyone is lining up into position. I see Ben Willis has tweeted in, talking about Bob the Builder. I wish my phone would act a little bit more quickly as everyone's going into position. Come on, Twitter, hurry up. Bob the Builder, what did I just tune into? You've turned into a GPVWC classic, Ben Willis. Here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights. And here in Montreal, we're racing. And it is a good start by Strana. It's a great start from Parker, though. Looking to head up alongside Eric Strana. Going to try and go around the outside. He breaks late to turn 1. And Parker's got it. I can't believe it. Parker leads into turn 2 behind everyone trying to side their way through. Looking back at our championship leader, Cappy. He's through on Brewster already. A little bit slide out turn 2, but he's up into P13, thankfully. Couple of people in grief. I see Ted Air in grief. Servok in grief. Apart from that, a nice clean start from everyone actually. Tom Parker, though, under immediate pressure from the 2 ice colds. He had a great start, but he needs to try and maintain that, though. I do fear for him because the pace of Strana is very deadly over race distance. We saw how much he hounded De Vries last time in race 1, and I'm sure he's going to try and do the same to Parker. Does Parker have the guile to hold on, though? As I say, his last race win was race 1 at the Nürburgring in World Sports Series 2013. They were completely different cars, a completely different feel back then. I'd say that the quality has gone up massively, and more important, that man behind him, Eric Strana, was not there. Neither the guy behind him as well, Andrew Waring. Jordan Weeks P4 with the 27 kilograms of weight bar. Siggy 5th. Francic there in 6th as well. The 2 Cosmos and Canapino very close behind as we head now onto the back straight, heading up to the final chicane of turn 12 and turn 13, the Wall of Champions. This is all about what sort of rear wing we have now. A couple of people jotting out to lose the slipstream, maybe to try and have a little look at the move. Parker heads through the chicane very nicely, takes the left curb a little bit hard, but nevertheless, he has led a lap and heads on to lap 2 now. Ahead of Strana, Waring, Weeks, Siggy, Francic, Canapino, Chergin, Richards and De Vries.
I think I called that, Parker. Getting an excellent getaway. But to be fair, it was a bit close there by Strana, but Waring was keeping on lap 1. He kept up with him. Considering that he doesn't like these cars, he's done pretty well to keep on to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally agree. And doing very well to keep. I mean, look at that. The top 3 now stretching away. As look at this battle behind. Jordan Weeks holding up Kevin Siggy. Francis looking to have a look. There's Canapino, very opportunistic up the inside there of turn 6. And Francis just about holds on as Canapino has a better exit. Oh, Francis clattering the wall. And Canapino should be through. Chergwin, the 2 Cosmos there. Also having a look. I think Weeks was having a bit of a defensive move on Siggy, but Canapino's through there. Chogan has a cheeky look up the inside, but Francic's able to hold on to P7 there. But the people with weight penalty, crucially, actually doing quite well. But I think Siggy, he's got the less weight there, was evidently having a look at Weeks with only 9 kilograms of weight ballast in his car. He really does need to get a wriggle on to try and catch up to the front. As I see, massive crash there at the back. There's De Vries getting past Richards, actually. Lapasa, Capit, Pushka there as well. And we're looking back up to the front now. Let's see whether Eric Strana can have a little look at Parker into the chicane. He has a little poke, doesn't he?
Thought about it, didn't he?
But he's still not able to get past as we filter through once again. Parker leading from Strana, from Waring. And behind I see, what's that? Oh, Chergwin! Oh, he's had a spin of the chicane and he's collected Riffle as well. Chergwin getting well out of the way. Cut into the pits and I'll have a little look, see what happened there. He tried to go on the inside of Francic, a very opportunistic move from Chergwin. And my goodness me, Pushka doing acrobatics across the curb. I think that was Chergwin's fault, unfortunately, a little bit opportunistic, and so that lets Lapasa up into the top 10 instead. He's got Pushka and Capit behind for good company, though. Back up at the front, Parker hanging on desperately from Strana and Waring. It's almost like they're pushing Parker around the circuit. Coming in, Parker goes a little bit deep. Oh, and a Constantine and the 2 ice colds hit each other. Parker holding on for dear life here.
That could have been deadly then going into that chicane. We see what happened, especially in the wet on the Formula 1 races, but, you know, that was really, really close. I mean, is Tom holding him up? Is he a cork?
I think he's definitely a cork. I think he's a cork, all right. Tell you who isn't a cork anymore, though. Siggy has finally gotten past Jordan Weeks, so Siggy can now focus on the men ahead of him. But, I mean, Strana was definitively faster than Parker in qualifying. You would think that he has the speed to keep up. And I think Waring's just focusing on the guys ahead. It's almost this thought of, well, if I keep in the slipstream, I'm going to stay with them. And he's doing that very well, isn't he?
He's unbelievable. Like I say, his first day out, you know, and You know, three of them, they're pulling away. They've got a gap, a nice gap, but like you say, Siggy is pulling away from the people behind him.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I see the flashing behind. I think you saw that as well. Canapino getting past Weeks. I think Weeks felt that Canapino was crunching him into the wall, though. Let me have a little look back on that move.
Yeah, Siggy, I was saying ooh as well, because Siggy just hit the wall of champions as he went round the last chicane.
Pushing to the limit. I was just having a look at the Canapino Weeks incident. It reminds me a bit of that Hulkenberg Van der Gaard incident from Canada last year. And I don't know, it was aggressive from Canapino, but I didn't see too much in it. I mean, obviously Weeks will feel aggrieved because he got cut off massively there, didn't even have a chance into the corner. But, well, Canapino's up into P5 anyway, and Weeks dropping like a stone now. He's got Francic and De Vries to worry about next.
Is he, maybe his tyres? I would say tyres can't be going off that early.
No, surely not.
There's got to be some kind of underlying problem, maybe.
Well, I know one thing that Weeks has been very clear to state is he's doing this drive for Torrent as a favour more than anything. He's not too worried about it yet. He is up there in the championship fight, that's why he's got weight ballast. So maybe it's just a case of not really bothering too much, and at a place where setup is pretty crucial, it's quite different to anywhere else you go. A little bit of practice might have been advised for this circuit, at least, especially with weight ballast.
Yeah, weight balance, like we said, always plays a part, and you can see maybe it's affecting him more than the other drivers.
Perhaps. Heading on to lap 5 of 15 now, a third of the way through this race. Parker still leads from Strana. Waring starting to fall off a little bit now, but it's becoming eerily like the race last time, except Parker taking the place of De Vries.
Look at that. That's just going to be nose to tail all the way around, start to finish.
Let's hope so. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people rooting for Parker to take that first race win of the year, and especially showing such great improvement in form this year, so in comparison to last year. Oh, as I think Strana hits him up the rear there, and Parker able to stay there. But look at Strana, you can tell he's faster. He's got better braking than the Englishman ahead of him, as well as Francic is falling down the order. What happened to him there? Let's have a little look. He went off a turn 6, and oh, it was contact from De Vries. Contact from De Vries. De Vries continues on, and Francic is left to lick his wounds back in P13 now as Davidjan overtakes him. But that's a real shame for Francic. So De Vries there hitting off the Croatian, and now De Vries looking at Matt Richards as well. To be fair, I think Richards actually got past De Vries in that entire melee. But, well, going from one race leader to a previous one, it's not really the race that De Vries will have been hoping for so far.
No expectation, a year on, a big difference. It's, the cars are the same. Parker's just hit the Water Champions.
He's got away with it. I think De Vries is actually slowing up.
Oh, hang on, the look of an overtake.
Sorry. Parker on the inside, Waring.
Oh.
So what happened to Strana, sorry?
Siggy just went wide.
What happened to Strana?
Strana's still there, is he? Yeah, Strana's still there, is he? It's got to be.
He was in P3. What happened to him? Let's have a look, because he was in second, wasn't he? Did he let Waring through, I wonder?
And
no.
He was champions as well.
No, Waring was up into the hairpin, actually. A perfectly legitimate move from the Canadian. So Ice Cold have switched tactics now, and it's Waring having a go. We've seen how good Waring is, how aggressive he is. He's already had a go at Parker, where Strana didn't even have a move in 5 laps.
Well, first time out. Could be his maiden victory. No one would have thought that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Sven de Vries did wait up for Francic. That is wonderful respect there from the American. Great to see such sportsmanship from the American, actually. As going back to Parker now, look at this, Waring on the outside of the chicane, contact between the two! And, no, that was, I'm sorry to say, I think that was Waring's fault. He turned into Parker in the braking zone. And that is Waring's challenge for a win, done and dusted. He comes back into P6, but that is massively benefited the two cars behind now. So Strana into the lead, and look who's within the second now, Kevin Siggy, challenging for a win. And look how close he is already. I think Strana might have picked up damage from that. So from absolutely nowhere, could Kevin Siggy challenge for the win? It's all possible when you think about it. I mean, look at that. Parker still in third, thankfully. Didn't lose too much from that. Canapino fourth. Weeks in fifth there as Siggy has a little look. Not going to try too hard, though. He's in a very good position now. Waring back to sixth. Richard seventh. Lepasser up into eighth. Pushka ninth and Risto Capit up into the top 10 now. We've actually had our first retirement of the day. So early on, so late on actually, it's surprising. Dave Van Gils for Racing Team Stroton, unfortunately, our first of the day.
Yeah, I think he, with that melee that we had, Spinner at the final chicane, I think he lost his front bumper and a bit more damage there. But there's another RTS going around with their bumper as well.
Lots of people in the wars, unfortunately.
Oh, it's Canada, it always happens.
Always happens. I noticed that Siggy's lost a lot of time to Strana this lap, and if anything, Parker's starting to catch back up. So I do wonder whether the 9 kilograms is still affecting Siggy a little bit unbeknownst. Either way, that little clash between Waring and Parker, I mean, it was perfect for Strana, wasn't he? He's now able to breathe a sight of fresh air at last. Breathe a sight of fresh air, that's two different sentences. What am I on about?
I have no idea, Mr. Kirk. I have absolutely no idea, but...
Meanwhile, sorry, can we go back to this Alpha P11? Massive melee going on here. Davijan in 11th, Francis 12th, De Vries 13th. We've got Roy Schroten in the points there in P14, now up into P13. Getting past De Vries on the straight, and Brewster there in the final point. Remember, we've got the reverse grid of 15 to 20 in the second race of this evening. So these positions very much matter, because they could mean the difference between starting on pole position or not. David Francis there going up into P11 past Yunt, and Roy Schroten just holding on. He is in P16 now as his team owner and teammate for this round, Matthew Allington, takes the points from him.
And well held though, well held.
Yeah, and of course still in that top 20 area, which is pretty crucial at this point in time.
Yes, this battle is really close, I would say. You know, a slight mistake from anyone within this little gaggle of cars, and then everyone can capitalise on it.
Absolutely. Back up at the front, Siggy seems to have reaffirmed himself, now only 4 tenths away from Strana. As I say, he's got that phobia. I'm wondering whether that might be affecting him at certain parts. It's only a theory right now, but he seems to be back on it. Tom Parker losing a bit of time, and to be fair as well, oh, Parker's got that last bit of turn 8 there, sorry, turn 9, horribly wrong. And Canapino could be looking up the outside of the chicane here, on the inside, now onto the outside. Canapino wobbling around a little bit, Parker trying to shuffle Canapino out to the edge. And oh, this is a nice looking comeback from Canapino. Parker on the inside there. We'll have a look at the straight line speeds. Canapino has to filter in behind, but he could get a nice slipstream just as Siggy is up ahead. We'll look to the outer cam now. Look at that, Parker going so defensive as Siggy up the front. Is he going to have a little dive? Oh, he had to think about it, didn't he? Pulls in. Canapino can't get a little look on Parker either, but Wicks is there in the background now as well, stalking his prey. He could have something to say in this battle as well.
Like we say, slightest little mistake, anyone can capitalise in this track. It's a nice little circuit where anything happens, everything happens, and someone comes away with something, I suppose.
I would agree.
But there's just so many battles going on compared to the last couple of races. It's just everyone is battling for something.
There's a good couple of battles up at the top. And it's not even like the top two are breaking away. There's only a 2-second gap. So there is still plenty of chance for mistakes to cost you dearly, as we are on lap 9 of 15 now, over halfway through this race. And looking at Parker, he's still trying desperately to hold off Canapino, but like a ferocious attack dog in the courtyard of a millionaire's garden, he is going to chase you until you're well over the fence.
Yeah, but he could be carrying a bit of damage. Put my teeth in there. Which could be hindering him. Whereas it looks like he's obviously slowed down a bit compared to what he was, the pace he was running. but that's also playing into the hands. You got Canapino behind him. You got Weeks who's catching up with him as well.
hmm And behind, of course, you've got Waring, who suffered a bit of damage, no doubt, in that clash with Parker earlier on the race. Richard 7th, La Paz 8th, Risto capping now up into 9th. But in close proximity is Philip Pushka, looking to score points in his debut with Vodwall. Francis 11th, Yard 12th, De Vries 13th, Brewster 14th, and Allington still holding that final point position in 15th. To look back at the guys who... Oh, I heard a crash up ahead, sorry. Was that someone hitting the wall, I wonder? I don't see anyone in too much grief.
A few of them clipping, taking their wing mirrors off.
Yeah. Pushing it to the limit. Are they going to go into the danger zone? It is Top Gun day, of course. And I did see a little bit of a change in position. Yeah, Philip Pushka there getting past Risto Capit for 9 and 10. I did say he was looking close. The German past the Estonian once again as everyone's still filtering through. Still very good points to be won here on lap 10 of 15. Siggy still pursuing Strana. Canapino still pursuing Parker along with Weeks in tow there as well. Waring, Richard still close. Pushka and Capit. Like Capit still not giving up on that P9 position. Francis in clean air. Yunt in pretty clean air. De Vries as well. Brewster, Allington. And then, of course, let's not forget the potential candidates for the reverse grid pole position. We got Schroten, Klont, Verzile, Tedder, and Riffler. Looking at Tedder's car, my God, he's lost almost everything off that. Still only one retirement, though, which is very positive, I'd say.
Yeah, considering that we're 2/3 of the way through and not long to go now, one retirement, especially Canada, heavy on brakes, high attrition rate, you know.
I'm looking behind, I think... Oh, there is some movement. Oh, there was some movement there. Yeah, David Yunt fighting with Sven de Vries there for 12 and 13th. I'm just having a look up at the front to see whether anybody... No, let's go back to 12 and 13 there. So, excuse me. Sven de Vries has just got past David Yunt there for P12 and 13. And it's a very nice little close niche battle here because you've got Brewster and Allington there in close pursuit as well. And they may not be many points, but they're still points nevertheless as Canapino. Oh, he's tried around the outside of turn 1. Canapino hasn't made it stick. Parker holding on for 3rd. Weeks with a look in. Waring not too far behind either. I can see this flaring up if Canapino's aggressive nature starts to show itself once again.
Yeah, it's so close to the end of the race as well, so they're just going to be pushing, going all out, get them final positions. But at the front, it looks like they're having a great little ding-dong there as well. A few lockups going into the chicane there.
Very reminiscent of last year. It was Parker in place of De Vries, now it's Siggy in place of De Vries. I remind you, Siggy with 9 kilograms of weight ballast. So I wonder whether that might be helping him in the braking zones. We had a little chat with Risto Capit on this, and he was saying that they don't help braking necessarily, but they do, of course, get you stopped earlier because you're going at a lower top speed to everyone else once you hit the braking zone. So the 9 kilograms evidently helping in some regard as Parker.
Parker's been pushed. He's lost 2 positions, has he?
Let's have a little look at that move there.
He's
obviously it's a chicane.
He is aggrieved by something.
Parker just turned in on Canapino, I think. He did have the Parker just went wide, and then there was a bit of bashing between Weeks, but Parker very much turned in on Canapino, and Parker up the inside, is he?
Messy.
Oh, there was a bit of a lag spike there. Thankfully, everyone coming out, but no, I don't think Canapino did nothing wrong there, I don't think, because we're having lag spikes all over the place, goodness me. Is everything going to sort itself out? I hope it does. But yeah, there was nothing wrong there. Hitting into Weeks there, that was a bit rude. I think Parker's feeling aggrieved by Canapino, but as I say, Canapino had every right to be on the inside there because Parker went wide and Parker turned into him. As now Waring up the inside! And they're side by side, and how they did not manage to spin one of them round there is unbelievable. That means that Weeks is up into 4th now, Parker down to 5th, and he's got all sorts of Canadian on his rear bumper now.
He's going to feel a bit of pressure now. I don't know whether it looks like his rear tyres have slightly gone because...
Richard with an unbelievable save behind as well, my word.
Yeah,
that's a drift over, I've never seen one. Yeah, I think his tyres are going perhaps. I think Canapino's very much been let free, as has Weeks. And after all that defending, you can see why Parker would A, be aggrieved at losing the position, worried at losing the position, but also why you might be struggling a bit now. Waring and Richards all over the back of him.
That's it. It's all going to pile up now.
Oh, we've had another bit of a lag spike. As let's have a look now. Waring on the back of Parker.
He's going for it. Is he going to go try the outside?
Oh, he'd be a madman too, surely.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it. He's side by side.
But he's got nowhere else to go now, does he? No, he pulls in. Oh, Parker clobbering the inside curb. Just about gets away with it. Holding on now.
All right at the end there, I see.
There's a couple of people pushing the limits further now, aren't they? Really trying to get those final points behind. Sven de Vries still holding on to P12 from David Junt and Bruce. That's still a close battle. But it's lap 13 of 15 now. 3 laps to go. It is a squeaky bum time.
A little bit of a gap open up between first and second. Striner has, I think he's just put the pedal down a bit.
And there's definitely a gap appearing between second and third now. Look at that, 4 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I think, what was it? Almost 8 seconds divided the top 10 about 5 laps ago, and now, what, 10?
10, yeah.
So it's a good 3.5 seconds in 5 laps, so obviously someone said something to the drivers. And...
Parker in P5, he is defending to save his life as Waring looks, a little bit of a tap there, I wonder. Parker just about gets it turned in. Richards now joining the melee as well. I can see this one heading in tears.
Someone's going to go.
Okay, Siggy, sorry. Oh my word, did Siggy go for a move? I think he did because there was a switch of position. Let's have a look here.
Striner's still in front.
Oh yeah, Siggy just lost it under braking. And Siggy letting him have the position there, which was a good driving from the Enterprise driver. But now, looking back to Parker, P5, P6 and P7, he is, I tell you what, he's doing well to cope with the pressure now, to refocus after what have been a tough couple of laps. And I guess the positive for Parker at least is that he'll only have 9 kilograms for race 2 if he remains in this position, which I'll tell you what, is a lot better than 45 or 36.
Oh, a lot better. But saying that, he's got the 2 right behind him. He's got 3 guys right behind them as well. They're all closing the gap as well.
Penultimate lap of what has been an enthralling race 1 here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Eric Schreiner inherited the lead from a Waring Parker clash, and though he's had close competition from Siggy, the Austrian is now starting to fall away. Canapino, Weeks a distant 3rd and 4th at the moment. The battle we're very interested in at the moment now, though, is Parker v Waring. Richards falling off the back of this a little now. Parker and Waring putting the foot down. The man who's only just learned how to drive these cars compared to a man who can drive the cars but absolutely hates them. It's a wonderful battle so far with a bit of taps here and there. The Englishman currently outclassing the Canadian as it stands. Risto Capit, our championship leader, down in P10. He won't have any wait for race 2, and he will be up the sharper end of the grid at least. Not the sharpest end though, as it stands. Though there's still time for people to make mistakes, still time for those odd retirements. We've only had one this year. One today. But I think people might have just decided to settle down a bit now because I'm not seeing too much close fighting. I can see Pushka might be looking at La Paz last lap. There's a bit of fighting. Cameron Brewster up the inside of David Junt at the hairpin. The two are going to go side by side. The two YDF1s there going into combat. Behind them as well, David Junt just staying ahead in P13, but Brewster, who wants a couple more points for his walk racing outfit, who aren't exactly scoring a majority of points here in race 1. And David Junt holding on for Lusitania as it stands, as we're on the final lap of this race with the leaders. The gap at 0.5 of a second. I think Strana, as long as he doesn't mash it into a wall at some point on this final 4.3 kilometers, should be okay.
Yep, he's on his final laps now. He's just gonna hopefully cruise at home. It looks like Siggy's is making a settle for second, or he's got a bit of traffic coming up. But I'm pretty sure with a flash of lights you'll be able to get past them easily.
Yeah, but no, we're back, Marcus. This might be the untoward thing.
Oh, it could be. It could be. Something from the unknown.
Hopefully timing sensible. There are plenty of options to get out the way on this circuit. And indeed, he just about does.
Oh, is he gonna? No.
He's okay. He's okay, he's on the outside. It's alright.
It's just the way that Strano just pulled in front of him. I thought, oh my god, he's going to just sit there.
You always worry, don't you? Always have to worry, especially with the leaders. But we're just heading down the final straight now. Just keep an eye. Oh, Waring's gone wide. Waring's gone wide of the hairpin, and Matt Richards tried to take advantage. Oh, Waring just about holding on to P6 there. That'll give Parker a lot of breathing room. Let's go back up to the front now. I don't think Siggy will have a little answer to the questions that Strana has posed throughout this race when he has put the foot down. He rounds the final corner now, and he won race 1 here last time, and he's won race 1 here again. Eric Strana truly is the master of race 1 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. He takes P1 ahead of Kevin Siggy P2, a fantastic error from the Austrian. Canapino also with weight penalty P3. Jordan Weeks also with weight penalty P4. Tom Parker, after a clash with Waring, ends up P5 with Andrew Waring P6. Matt Richards P7. Martin Lapassa with weight penalty, P8. Pushka P9. Risto Kappa with the 45 kilos P10. Franchich 11th. De Vries 12th. Cameron Brewster 13th, who did overtake David Jump by the end in P14, and Matthew Allington scores a point for YDF1. And our reverse grid pole position candidates start off with Roy Schroten. He's then followed by Menno Klont, Roy Verzile, Argo Tedair, and Marcus Riffel. Your retirements, or your one retirement from today, was Dave Van Gils.
Well, just the one retirement. That's good job, good going, I suppose.
And it was a wonderful race as well. There were a couple of moments, but overall some fantastic battling throughout the field.
Yeah, some proper hairy, scary moments, but the battles all the way through that, from first to second, from first to third, everyone wanted something from this race.
Absolutely. Great battling throughout the field. And so let's remind ourselves of the success ballast shifting hands now. So Strana will be with 45. Siggy 36, Canapino will Canapino will increase to 27, Weeks will decrease to 18, and Parker will pick up 9. Lapassa will be weightless, Capit will be weightless, and we've seen many times before this year that Capit has often found himself capitalising in these reverse grid races because of that very fact. It's almost like a David Junt tactic from last year.
Yeah, he's showed what he's got. He's raced 2. I wasn't really around for last season, but understanding what you guys have been saying on the broadcast the last couple of weeks is something that he's been showing recently. So could go for him. If it works for him, then it works for him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I think. Just getting ready for the warm-up for race 2, but yes, so I was quite surprised. I thought Tom Parker would have had that, and
well, to be fair, he did lose his challenge to the lead because Waring and him went into contact.
That's good, and it's good timing that, because I think Stefan's just messaged saying he might be okay. Are you around now, Stefan?
I think it may be Stefan 1, R05 0.
That's good. Are you able to get into the game at all?
Is it into warm-up yet? I can't join when it's race.
It is. Oh, yes. Good. Well, you can join and spectate.
That's true.
Oh,
we should be moving into warm-up soon anyway. We're actually moving into warm-up now, actually, so it shouldn't be too much need to worry. You're in. Hey, there we are. Right, so it's almost like a mid-half football commentary switch over. We want to thank Mike Phillis for the wonderful job of commentating he has done. You can now sit back on your camera seat and focus on the job of hand. Give your voice a little rest at last.
Cracking job, Mike.
Nice cup of coffee on the way, boys.
Yeah, exactly. So we welcome Stefan. Did you see any of that race at all?
No, I was too busy swearing at my computer.
No. Right, basically, very interesting. Strana wins from Siggy, from Canapino, Weeks, and Parker. There's a clash between Waring and Parker. Both of them were challenging for the lead. Really interesting. Risto Capit got 10th with 45 kilograms of weight ballast. Lapassa got 8th with 36 kilograms of weight ballast. And now we are just waiting to find out who we've got on reverse grid pole position. I remind you, candidates are Roy Schroten, Menno Clont, Roy Verzile, Argo Tedder, and Marcus Riffle. And of course, the guys who are from 11th to 15th, they're going to be in a good position regardless.
Indeed. Sorted.
It's nice when technology works at last, isn't it?
It's just such a faff.
But we had our 5th different pole sitter as well. Eric Strana took pole, so we're up to 5 different pole sitters now.
My God.
Halfway through, could we see 10 different pole sitters? Have you heard of?
That would be great to see. But then slightly bizarre.
And when you think about it as well, the potential is there when you look at race winners as well, because Lapasa hasn't taken a pole position, Lopez hasn't taken a pole position, Siggy hasn't taken a pole position.
Exactly. Don't necessarily need pole to win these things. So.
And sorry, we have our reverse grid number. It's a P19, so on his debut, Argo Tedder for Enterprise GP is on pole, ahead of Roy Verzile, Menno Clont, and Roy Schroten.
Oh, he should have fun in front, shouldn't he? On his debut.
You think?
Yeah. Or he'll be absolutely cacking himself.
Oh, dearie me. I mean, I've never had the pleasure of being on pole position on my first race evening. I know a couple of people have. It must be terrifying.
Oh, I can imagine it'd be terrifying when you've had experience, but on your debut, jeez, the pressure that it's on your shoulders is just insane. So, best of luck to him there.
Best of luck to all our drivers.
Exactly.
It's a great opportunity for anyone who doesn't score points to score points. As was proven by Fran Lopez, Morten Wernerson in Monaco last time out. I don't think they're expecting a P1 and a P2 from that evening, but...
But you're still, the point stands. You never know what can happen, especially in race 2 where things start to get a bit racier, I think is a polite way of putting it. Especially last race, Monaco, which was chaos in some places.
It's better than the Super Cup race 1 at least.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to be so salty about that for the rest of the year.
Just let it go, James. Let it go.
Oh, I should watch them Frozen.
Hey.
It's a slightly dated pop culture joke.
It is.
Can you tell I'm trying? Can you tell I'm
Yeah, I
trying,
can
audience?
tell. Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on. Oh, have I upset Mike because of that as well? All them jokes. Wouldn't be surprised if I upset a few people. But anyway. I haven't written down everyone who's behind them, so I think we'll have to wait and see the full grid in total before we have any sort of punt on who we reckon will take the reverse grid win. Mike Willis saying he is the comedian. I will not try and take that away from you, good sir. But I think an interesting point from last race is how many people did so well who had weight penalty, because Siggy had 9, Canapino had 27. No, like Canapino had 18. Weeks had 27. Lapasa had 36, Cap had 45. All 5 of them finished inside the top 10 at Montreal, a track which really should be punishing you quite a lot for any sort of success, Ballast, and yet they managed to overcome it beautifully.
Well, yeah, you'd have thought it would have affected them in some way, but I think in terms of slowing the car down, it helps. They're not going as quick into these braking zones, so they can slow it down a lot easier and then get potentially better acceleration. I wouldn't know, I haven't driven these cars with weight, so it's very interesting, and we shall see if that pattern continues coming into race 2.
Absolutely. Got a minute and a little bit left, and I shall just have a little cheeky gander of Twitter. Not like a cheeky Nando's. I understand that the Americans are having a bit of trouble with comprehending what that means. Let's have a little look here. Nothing after Ben. We talked about Bob the Builder for a bit, Stefan. That was interesting.
Oh really? What are you saying?
We were complaining about things turning CGI. So we're talking about Thunderbirds and Thomas the Tank Engine. It was great.
Do you guys get bored or something? Did you not think of anything else?
We were waiting for Thomas Hinds to return.
Oh,
I don't think he did. I don't think he did return for race 1 actually. Or he might have. He's in the room now. But
yeah, everything's going CGI, isn't it? Yes.
Well, Thunderbirds is CGI now. And Bob the Builder, of course.
You've got to bring those strings back, surely. That's what it's all about.
Like the day when sim racing goes CGI, I'm just going to quit my commentary position. Oh wait.
I can hear TeamSpeak going.
It's going wild, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
Phyllis, the
cup?
strings, the strings.
Yeah. That's why I watched Thunderbird. So much more effort.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Ah,
Like, it's the
it
passion,
is.
the excitement, yeah.
You have to have people controlling this stuff. It's not using the keyboard and mouse.
But to be fair though, I think it's fair to say that the animators and all those people, the teams behind them, still
It
very
probably takes
talented
more
people.
effort.
Still very talented, we
Yeah,
must be
indeed.
said.
I probably couldn't do it. I know.
I know I couldn't do it. And I'm a person who's looking to go into editing videos and doing all that sort of stuff, so, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
Right, but anyway.
Anyway, serious
hopefully
stuff
our
now.
serious stuff. We're hoping our transition to race 2 will be a little bit quicker than our transition to race 1. And of course, once we see the grid, we'll be able to give you a good idea of, or a good punt on who we reckon might take the race to win.
Expect.
Because there are a lot of people who haven't even taken a podium in the series in the mix for sure. A couple of new guys as well. And you never can tell how new guys can fare as Marcus Riffle leaves the game. So no doubt we're probably going to have to wait just a little bit for Marcus.
Just on the point of people haven't had points or podiums, there's a bigger opportunity now. We've had two more teams drop out of the series?
So so THR and Viking have dropped out. So those two are definitely gone. And of course Jesper Nielsen, our reigning champion, has also decided to pull out of the series. So a lot of stuff going in and out.
Going down.
Apparently Morten Wernerson is also fully left as well. So he took a podium last time out in Monaco and he's given up already.
Oh, Morten's already? Oh, wow.
And Marcus is back.
There we go. Sorted. Nice. Few people, what's going on? Anyway.
Just resorting the grid now. Come on, grid.
Temptation. Oh, the tension for race 2.
Excitement.
Exciting times, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love race 2. It's always, more tends to happen in race 2, I find.
Please be careful at the start. Our race director Chris once again reminding the drivers it was a decent start. As only one retirement in race 1, Stefan.
One retirement. Wow,
unbelievable.
That's good going. Fair play to everyone for keeping it clean.
And here we go now. So we are now looking at our grid. So the top 10: Tedder, Verzile. Oh, it's going to happen sometime. Klont, the two IDF1s of Stroton, Allington, Yunt. He's our first race winner in that field. Brewster, De Vries, Francic, Capit. Who are you going to put your money on?
Ooh, that's a tough one actually. I don't know. Maybe Tedder can hold on. Maybe he's got the pace to hold on. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Argo Roy. I don't really see overtaking as a massive advantage here. Can Menno keep his defensive game up?
Oh, amazing last time, wasn't he?
He's in third, so he can do it. Sven De Vries hasn't actually moved from the grid. I don't know if that's just me.
No, he's not moved from the grid. I wonder why.
What's happened there then?
I'm going to have a punt on Yunt.
Oh really? You're going to say Yunt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
De Vries says push.
Push.
Unfortunately, that's illegal. I
Yeah,
don't know what's happened. He's locked in his box. What a bizarre incident. We've got to go through the grid anyway. We'll focus back on that. So it's Tedder, Verzile, Klont, Stroton, Allington, Yunt, Brewster. Should be De Vries is off and away now. He's
De Vries
there.
is going now.
He's there. He's going. There we are. So he will start P8 eventually. Francic 9th. Capit 10th. Pushka 11th. Lapasa 13th. Waring 14th, Parker with 9 kilograms of success bars 15th, Weeks with 18 kilograms 16th, Canapino with 27 17th, Siggy with 36 18th, and Strana with the full 45 caboose 19th. Riffle rounds out our top 20 with Cabrera 21st, Kinsman 22nd, Jack Mayer 23rd, Rob Mason 24th, following Engel 25th, Matthew Chergwin 26th after a spin in race 1, Joel Pereira 27th, Scott Cervic 28th, and Tyrone Frith rounds out. Actually, no, Tyrone Frith rounds out our grid in P29 with Thomas Hinds in P30, and behind Thomas Hinds you can see Sven De Vries is almost like the late kid to school. Wait for me!
Please, I want to get involved. That was bizarre.
I've never seen
Wonder what
anything
happened.
like that.
I think we may just need to get him into the interview room just to find out what happened.
I do fear he might get a little telling off for the public message in a race session as well. I hope not though, because he did need a little push to get out of the grid box.
The
Apparently.
race hadn't started. I think
No,
it'll be fine.
we let off. We hope so. Love you, Sven.
Man.
Real life racing, of course, Sven as well.
He does, doesn't he?
You know, he got a podium in his first proper event, I think.
Well,
second.
Then.
So he's shooting on up. Is our
He's
American
up that
Dutch
ladder.
friend.
I wonder how Argo is feeling right now.
I don't want to imagine.
My advice would just be get a clean start, find a rhythm. That's all you can do.
Yeah, because I think a crucial thing as well is that okay, so Chris Williamson is perhaps suggesting I think Sven stalled, then forgot he has a starter on board. Which sounds plausible.
It can, yeah.
It sounds
yeah.
plausible. Yeah, I don't know how I'd be feeling if I was headed, to be honest. And to be honest, he's overshot his pit box, and now he's gone back too far as well. You'll find the medium there. There we go. But yeah, it's pressure. I guess at the end of the day, you just want to score points.
Yeah, I think
make advantage of the reverse grid.
Take what you have. If ultimately if he doesn't win, it's not the end of all this. It's debut for Pete's sake. So
absolutely.
Anyway, take it away, James.
We look to the lights now. For the second race here at the circuit, Gilles Villeneuve. We had a fabulous race 1. Will we see the same sort of exciting entertainment in race 2? Sven de Vries just slots into his grid box now. Hopefully he won't get stalled again. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in for the second time in Montreal. We are racing, and it's a great start from Versailles on the inside. Mighty rocket start from the Dutchman. Straight past head area 2, wide the F1's there going into turn 1. They've already gotten past Clont. Versailles though for Lusitania. Into the lead from Ted Air. Schroten up to 3rd, Clont 4th. Allington into 5th, looking back. Capit's there into 8th. De Vries down to 10th. Yunt up into 7th. He did not have the start we were expecting. In fact, Capit now. Oh, Capit bashing Yunt into the wall. Very rude from the Estonian. He's up into 7th though. As we head back up to the front, Versailles will want to try and run away as quickly as possible. I am sure, as I see Waring, I think they're down in 12th. Siggy in issues. Siggy down to 28th, along with Weeks and Canapino. Canapino out. Canapino out already for Vodball. So the top guys in race 1, all of a sudden in all sorts of trouble in race 2 is Argo. Ted Air takes turn 9 horribly wrong. And I think Roy Schroten will get him around the outside. Yes, he will. So Versailles in 1st, Roy Schroten up to 2nd. Can Ted Air hold on to 3rd now? Behind him, he's got Clont, Allington, Francic bearing down him into the chicane. Oh, Clont! Losing the braking zone, and Francic is going to say thank you very much as Clont hitting the wall. It's all a bit tardy there, but Francic taking good advantage there. The triple 20 driver up into 4th as we head down the back straight now. Roy Versailles with a very composed first lap so far, leading for Lusitania, who've not scored many points this season. Their reverse grid man, Victor Silva, not with the same luck as last time. Andrew Waring out now. So Roy Versailles rounds the Roll of Champions, and he leads lap 1 ahead of Schroten, Ted Air, Francic, Clont, Allington, Capit, Yunt, De Vries and La Passa.
Boy, what a start from Roy. Oh no, Roy's gone deep though. He might get away with it. Yeah, he's got away with it. But yeah, what a start from Roy. That was as clean as it gets. And then the other Roy then getting a good start as well, maybe taking advantage from Ted, making a mistake, and Roy Versailles is all over the place at the moment. He's under pressure.
Yeah, Roy Schroten all over the back. Oh, it's the 2 Roys.
It's the 2. Oh, this
wonderful.
is going to get confusing.
It's Roy and Roy action.
Oh,
it sounds like some bad 70s porno, doesn't it? And Versailles goes very wide, doesn't he? And that might be...
Roten might have a look.
Schroten didn't actually take the corner that well at all. I tell you who I've got an interesting eye on, Francic. Francic could look very deadly, but that said, sorry, Risto Cap is now up to 6th in the massive melee. Look at the massive melee up front though. Ted Air at the outside of turn 8. Lovely move from the Estonian.
What
great stuff. And now he's got to try and focus on Verzile, but look at this behind, Schroten, Francic, and
Francic is on the
Klont all
back
behind. Schroten dives down the inside along with Francic.
Oh,
Oh my goodness me!
Someone's gone way too deep.
And Ted Air, oh my word, Ted Air, oh, we sort of turned that into Verzile there, and now the battle for the lead is between Ted Air and Francic, so Ted Air's now got the lead back from Francic. I do wonder what was happening there between Verzile and Ted Air, because the two of them sort of met in the middle, but oh, that was such poor braking from Klont, oh sorry, Schroten go flying into Verzile. Into the chicane. Oh, Verzile got closed out there. Oh, massive Klont. He's become a chicane. He's become part of the chicane. This is hilarious stuff.
This is kicking off now.
I'll go Ted Air. Now back into the lead of this race. Francic, as I say, okay, Francic actually won a race last year. I remember it was Belgium race 2 on his debut. So he is a race winner, Francic. I wonder whether he can do this now. Roy Verzile still third, with Menno Klont still fourth, unbelievably. But he's now got the mightiest of opponents to fend off. It's Aristo Capito. Sven de Vries is very close as well. Klont cuts the chicane. That's not looking good. Other turn 8. Klont going very defensive. Capito on the inside. Oh, Klont onto the grass. And I think that's game set. Imagine. Oh, he's holding up de Vries now.
De Vries
They're two very close friends, but de Vries has got a great move from de Vries as well. So, where is Klont now? Klont down to 6th. By Junt, Lapassa, Richards, Parker, Allington there. Weeks as well. Brewster, Cabrera. I think the only...
Junt looking down the inside of Lapassa, gave him a cheeky tap.
Yeah, indeed. And Lapassa will get overtaken by Richards as well. Oh my goodness me, it's all so close. And it's... You don't really know where this is going to go. Richards on the inside, a little bit of a tap from Lapassa on the rear.
Looking.
Oh, he forces his way through Martin. I think that was fair enough.
Advantage.
That's a nice move from Martin, I think. Actually, Weeks is round. Weeks is round. So, I mean, yeah, Weeks and Sigi, this is not the race that they were hoping for. For sure, we've had 3 people out already. So, Canopino out with engine issues, unbelievably. Waring and Schroten has joined them as well. But up in the front, Argo Ted Air has led another lap. That David Francic is closing ever more. The two of them are losing Roy Verzile at a rate of knots, but behind them again, the ever-present Risto Capit. He's looking for more.
This is crazy. This is what I was personally expecting to happen. Race 2 always throws up kind of chaos, and that's been the case here. Max Richards goes wide, but yeah, Ted Air starting to keep it clean now. Maybe he can now find his rhythm, or maybe Francic can even pressurize him into making a mistake. But this is going to be a very interesting race.
As we've lost another 2 drivers now, Weeks and Pereira, sorry. The retirement's starting to mount up now. I think the key move is going to be Capit on Verzile, isn't it?
Yeah.
He needs to get past the Dutchman very quickly.
If Capit can get past, then there's the potential for implications. We know how quick Capit is. He is an absolute beast in these cars, and it is very interesting to see as Joe Pereira has also retired. I don't know if
yes, he's become our 5th retirement. It's Junt around the outside of Klont, but Junt goes wide. Oh, Junt, come on! That's ridiculous, I'm sorry. So, Klont unfairly puts into the wall, unfortunately, and Junt now under all sorts of pressure from Richards, who cuts across the passer, and the 2 come into contact as well. Martin up the inside of all of them. Oh, it's all a bit messy.
It's getting messy. Lapassa is still looking at the inside now, and there's
lights flashing. Oh dear.
Heat is rising between these drivers.
Handbags out. In fact, the cleanest battle is Risto Capit's past Verzile already. But Verzile on the inside. Oh my goodness me! I think Verzile should have it unless he crashes into Capit. Oh no, that's a fine move from Capit. So Capit is past Verzile. Francic and Ted Air left. And mind you, look at Francic. Francic might be looking for a move for the lead himself now.
Gonna go around the outside.
Oh, around the outside.
Has he done it? This is gonna be. That's a fantastic move.
What a move from David Francic. Great move. Argo Ted Air with nothing to do there. And Francic now, I do wonder whether he's got a bit more of pace in reserve. He qualified very well, an all-time high of 6th in qualifying. And I just wonder whether he's got a bit more speed in the tank and just how well Ted Air can now defend. Because all of a sudden, Ted Air's become the...
dropping de Vries like
by miles.
Stone. He's already catching to the back. So if Francic wants this, he's going to have to start building the gap now.
Absolutely.
What's going on further down? Klont dropping back like a stone as well. He's under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm sure he would have taken damage from that Junt contact.
But just
Sure
look
of
at
it.
the front. It's...
Oh, his
Oh,
braking's all over the
braking.
place.
He's gone. Where's he? I've lost him in camera.
I think
Where's
he's
he
up to 10th again. Oh my
Oh,
goodness
no.
me! And that's not a way to rejoin, Clont. What the?
What is going on?
And
Here's
I
that's
wonder. That's Allington.
Allington, is it?
And I think he's gone, unfortunately. That's a real, I'm not sure whether he might have had an engine issue, though. It looked like he was slowing down rapidly. Yeah, Allington with engine issues. So
That's the
I
second
think it
one
was
with
just.
engine.
Yeah, I think that was just a problem. Oh, but look at Capit now.
Capit is. Oh,
And I'll tell you what, Francis not losing Ted Air either.
he's not, and to be fair, Sven de Vries is keeping up with them as well. So this is starting to hot up.
Sven de Vries was nowhere.
And Richards is having a moment on the chicane with
Yeah, with Lapassa again.
Lapassa and Parker. So this between 7th and 15th, I'd say, is pretty intense right now.
Pretty intense.
I think maybe an understatement to be
Lap 6 to 15. I'm sure there is more to come for sure. David Francis leads by half a second from Margot Taylor behind the Danger Men and Risto Capit and Sven de Vries. They've been in this position many times before. I'm sure they're going to line up a chance to win the race. They are now dropping for Roy Verzile. Look at Lustani there, 5-6. There's some very good points that they could be scoring if they are able
Sven de
to
Vries
keep...
has had an issue. Don't know what happened to de Vries.
No, it's just a timing glitch, don't worry.
Ah, okay, that explains that.
He is still there in 4th, do not fear.
Looking
And if
good.
anything, he's looking up the inside of Capit.
He is,
I reckon Capit might have more issues to contend with than just looking to get past Ted Air, to be honest.
This is very close. As yeah. Oh, it
Up the
is close.
inside, de
Is he gonna
Vries.
try it?
He's tried, hasn't he? He might get a good slipstream, you know, actually.
He's got
I
low
wonder
wing.
whether he's going to be cheeky.
Oh, is he gonna? Oh,
Hmm.
this is hotting up very nicely.
The top 4, all covered by 1 second. I don't think we were expecting this as Frančić enters the chicane. Ted Air 2nd, Capit 3rd. In very close proximity is Sven de Vries behind Roy Verzile.
He's got a
Starting
good
to lose
exit.
time, hand over fist as Lapassa tries to go around the outside of Yunt into the chicane. That was never going to work. And here comes Matt Richards now. These two have been handcuffs. Oh god, it's not getting kinky, is it? It's handbags and fisticuffs. There we are.
There we go.
All race long.
Is he gonna
Richards
try it?
around the outside. Is he going to try?
No.
He falls back in a little bit. Tries to get the cut back actually.
Oh,
And
they're gonna tap.
Lapassa's just going to hold the...
Oh, no.
Well, he was trying to hold the line. And I tell you what, Richards' enthusiasm there, we'll call it. Now going to let him be under pressure
Pushka.
from Pushka as Argo Tedder is... Oh, he's made a mistake, I think, at turn 3 and 4. And... was he pushed by Capit, I wonder?
I'm gonna have a look at a replay. I think Capit may have made a cheeky move, or has Tedder just gone deep?
It was either Capit hitting him off or Ted Air going deep.
I think Tedder's just gone deep there.
So Capit, I'm into 6th then. De Vries, I'm into 3rd. Ted Air is held on very well, now down into 4th. Still better than nothing, though, I would say. Verzile 5th, Yunt 6th, Lapassa 7th, Pushka 8th.
Oh, Richards!
Richards, yeah, under all sorts of pressure from Strana, who I remind you has got 45 kilograms of weight ballast now. Parker there as well, Mason 12th, Cherwin 13th, and Clont, who's now fallen to 14th. Threatening to lose out on points as Kevin Siggy now looking to get some points as well. He goes to the inside of Clont, and Clont's got the inside. Look at the guys behind him as
Look
well,
at all
though.
this.
Oh my goodness me! Bowling ball, Chris Kinsman.
Here we go.
Siggy almost scared off the road. He manages to maintain P15 though, back up at the front. Frančić has pulled out a 1.5 second gap to Risto Capit, and I think Sven de Vries is the final key to this race. We've opened a couple of doors already, but Sven de Vries' increased pressure of Capit is what is going to be crucial. 1.6 the gap now. De Vries looking for a move on the outside. I think De Vries' challenge could be very real here, although he takes turn 1 very loose. Luckily, scrapes it back up. Ted Air not too far behind either.
Indeed, this is Risto
As
has something to worry about.
The passer up the inside of Yunt, and he uses all of the curb. He actually makes it past, and Yunt with a flash of lights. I think there are a couple of unhappy people in this field.
Yeah, more than a couple from what we've seen. This has been argy-bargy, I think is the way I'd put it, with some...
Argy-bargy.
Yeah, argy-bargy, with some slightly unfair moves made by a couple of people. Not naming any names.
Not naming any names. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff nevertheless, though. We've also lost Tomu Cabrera now. He becomes our 7th retirement of the race with an accident. One can only imagine what that accident meant. Everything is untoward. Yes, Mike Phillips, it is. That is our word of the day. It is very untoward. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yunt is under pressure from Pushka. I think Pushka may have it done. No.
Oh, around the outside, he's going to try, isn't he? Yunt with some nice shuffling out there.
No, he just goes wide.
German unable to do anything. Richards there in close proximity as well. The gap now between Francic and Capit down to 1.3 seconds. Capit starting to put the hammer down, and De Vries starting to lose the threat that he once held. It is lap 9 of 15 we are heading on to here. We are past the halfway mark. The gap 1.1. Francis is going to have to get his defending boots on.
Get a wiggle on, you'd think, but I think Risto may just have a bit too much. If you start in that rhythm, then unless Francis can find something, but you know, anything can happen in these races.
There's nothing to say that he can't defend.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. It's a good circuit to try and defend a lead.
Apart from all the slipstreaming zones.
That's true.
But anyway, I'm just having a little look back at La Passer as well, who is desperately trying to get past Robert's Isle here. And the two Lusitanias creating the bread to La Passer's meat. And Pushka there as well. I've been very impressed with Pushka actually, given that this is his first race in tin tops.
It is, isn't it?
In the league. He's making a very good account for himself.
This is, yeah. Any team managers take interest. I know this is only an emergency drive, but...
I mean, he's driving for Volvo, which is his Super League outfit, of course.
Indeed, that's very true. This is... Yeah. So, good job from Pushka.
Always... Ted Air under lots of pressure. What happened to Ted Air? Did he make a mistake? Oh, he's gone wide as well.
Very deep.
Oh, he made a mistake at turn 8. He made a complete spin. Oh, dear. And that's his safe P4 down the toilet, unfortunately. He made a spin up at turn 8. Just lost it on the curbing. And so he is now involved in this melee, unfortunately.
Just look at this. This is insane.
It could end up in any order, couldn't it? And La Passer up the inside of Vertile. I think he might have it. Oh, and Judd trying to get up the inside of Ted Air. He's got that done. So Ted Air remains in 7th. And he's going to be all sorts of pressure under. Oh, he's
being mugged, as they like to say.
You lose the rhythm, don't you? As Vertile defending up the inside. La Passer as well. Richards up the inside. Oh, my word. Goodness me, lucky to hold that, wasn't he?
Yeah, very much
but
so. Good save.
Importantly, La Passer is through on Vertile, and now Jan look up the inside of his teammate. You don't want to be hitting him off. Goodness me.
That's the main rule. Don't hit your teammate when you're in combat.
I have had that many times, and it is not nice. It really is not nice. I can only imagine. What a melee we have here, though. Goodness me. And Strana on the back of this as well. Remember, he's got... Oh, Pushka, wow. Pushka and Parker went into combat, and that will have provided a huge relief for Tedder. He was lucky to avoid that. Strana up to 9th. Parker now into 10th. Mason 11th. Pushka 12th. Siggy there in 13th. Klomp 14th. Cervik 15th. All still going on. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Francic, the gap to Capit is ever decreasing. There is still a gap to be had, though. We're just going to cross the second sector split. So it is still 6/10, sorry, yeah.
Oof,
the race falling away, though. Yeah, that's me. It is very close.
It's this little clump, though, between La Passer, who's not seems to be pulling away, and I'd say Strahn at the moment. That's where it really is kicking off.
Oh, he goes Rosile up the inside now. La Passer putting his car in the very middle of the road.
Well defended. Very well defended. And Richards is looking on the back of Yunti.
I think he's having a bit more of a look, isn't he? Up the inside we go. Will be the outside of turn 1, though.
We've seen people do it.
Oh, contact between the two. Richards looking on the ground. Oh, they're all going off. Verzal completely cutting the first corner. Richards coming on very haphazardly. Argo Tedder takes advantage of that. He is now back past Jan Verzal, massively cutting the first corner. And I think, is he going to let Richards through? Either he let Richards through, or I don't know. But he
Meanwhile,
Francic. Look at Capit all over the back of Francic now.
No,
this is up the inside. This will be up the inside of turn 8. I think Capit might have this. I think he's got it.
I think he has. That's
Oh,
a
and
brilliant
Frantic, yeah.
move.
And so Capit looking to secure yet another win this season. Roy Verzal, the stop penalty. I thought he might get one of those. That's been removed by the Evans because he let Richards back past. But Capit, I wonder whether Francis has anything to answer. You know, whether he can
Could
get in
try
the
the
slipstream. Oh no, look, he just didn't
Got a
get a
bad
good exit out of
really,
there. I think he's now just got to worry about fending De Vries off, to be honest. It's still a
Meanwhile-
wonderful result for Triple 20. Meanwhile, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
going
there.
on.
Oh my goodness me.
He
Oh,
tethers round.
he just about avoids Yunt, and so that lovely extra place that he got, he's now going to lose even more, isn't he? He can't stop spinning, Ted Air.
Been a horror of a race, really, for him.
Yeah, 2 spins now.
But
And
it's
so
okay.
he's got to be defending off Tom Parker now, who's in P9. He's going to have the inside of the corner. He's got to be careful. Parker ahead on the straight.
And
ahead overall. So, wow. That was a bit of a launch from Parker, but Ted Air down to 10th after another spin. He's going to be overtaken by his teammates sooner or later, and he got involved in a first lap melee.
this has been... And Lusitania cars are having a good old scrap hit. Yeah, well, yeah, lucky is one of the words I would use. Definitely, it's been this little area hit. They're all fighting for points. So.
Talking of lucky as well, sorry, Francis will be lucky to hold on to P2. Look how much Sven de Vries has closed up in the space of a lap.
So, potentially losing that place has made Francis lose a rhythm, or his lap times actually. Yeah, he did a 39 was his fast, and he's doing 41.5
yeah.
for his last, so he's lost a rhythm somewhere. So
we'll have a look to De Vries up to the hairpin. I don't think he's going to have a look here. If anywhere will be the chicane, surely.
The slipstream got a good did he?
Meanwhile, sorry, the two Lusitanians coming into battle again. Verzal got a horrible exit out of turn 9. Yunt tried to get past, but they're not helping each other.
Oh.
Into the hairpin we go. They're still trying. They got
Strana
there. Parker Tadare is still there. Mason doing well in the points for Epic. Pushka, Siggy not too far behind as well.
I must say, this season Parker's been looking very racy.
Oh, it's part of Siggy disconnected.
Oh, did
Siggy's disconnected again.
Again, that's really unfortunate.
That's a consistent problem that Siggy has had all season in multiple series. And that is a real shame for the Austrian, who was looking to score points. No longer, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Francic still holding on to Sven de Vries there.
Side by side.
Bizarre.
Oh, don't touch.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh, Parker looking around the outside of Strand as well. This is going to get hairy very quickly.
Lap 13 to 15. You'd think that Verzal would let Yunt through by this stage. Is Strand, what am I talking about? Merge the two.
Well,
Strand looking around the outside.
Point, yeah, you'd think. This is getting close.
Oh my god.
Oh, oh my days.
How are they all getting round?
Skill.
How are they all getting round? I don't understand it.
This is... I was expecting it to be close, but some of the racing we've seen here has been... And Strand got past Junt. So...
Yeah, on the inside.
Is this... Junt's holding on though.
Strand's got him nicely though. Yeah, nice move. Meanwhile though, Yunt now under all sorts of pressure from Tom Parker as well. Oh, a bit of lights flashing. I don't know what's going to happen into the chicane. I don't think it'll be good though.
This isn't... there's been a cheeky tap. Parker's got through. So this Lusitania fight has not helped Yunt at all.
All flashing. And we've got a chicane coming up as well.
Oh, don't say that. They're going to get through cleanly, alright?
Let's hope. Too wide with Strana and Parker. Yunt behind, Ted behind as well. Here we go, Strana in, Parker in, they're all going nicely at least. There we are.
There we go.
It's all
Breathe
okay.
a sigh of relief for another lap.
And meanwhile, Ted behind is under all sorts of pressure from Rob Mason. Now I'm actually looking up again at Parker, who's having to defend off Yunt. Parker diving very late into turn 1. And they're all still going through. Thankfully! Oh my goodness me!
Being opportunistic a bit there.
And Ted looking up the inside as well. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me.
Ah, dear.
Oh, Parker again.
This is yeah. still light splashing by the looks of things. Oh, they're
Oh
both
my
on the
goodness
grass.
me. Oh, wow, well, really? Wow. So Ted Air held up by that. Mason, very opportunistic to go through, and I'd be surprised if Ted Air doesn't lose another point to Pushka here.
Now the epic cars are together as well. This order changing constantly.
Oh,
Ted
Ted
Air's been deep.
Goodness me, and Mason losing on the exit as well. There with nowhere to go, he's got Pushka on the inside.
Teddy, what's
Oh
Pushka?
my goodness me. And once again, Ted Air, from someone being so ahead of him, it helped him once, it didn't help him this time, did it? As Pushka around the outside, Ted Air on the
Too
inside.
opportunistic.
Again, people just being silly in this race, aren't they?
Just keep it. There's no need.
Keep it out of people's backsides. You don't need to look up the inside. You can slow down. That's an option.
Finish first in the finish. It's the older guys, and it speaks so true.
And Verzile up the inside of Strana almost, and Yunt up the inside of Park. Oh my goodness me.
What is going on? Parker,
Those two were always going to go into contact though, weren't they? We've been expecting it all race. Mind you, we're on the final lap. Almost there, lads. Almost there.
Nearly there. We're gonna. Jesus.
Parker up the inside of Yunt. Oh my goodness, just about holding on.
Meanwhile, the defreeze pressure's slightly dropped off. It's now 0.6 instead of 0.3. That's come down a bit. Meanwhile, back where it's all kicking off.
Oh my goodness me, Mason hitting the wall. Mason looks all over the place, goodness me. And Tedaire's fallen right off the back, and so I wonder whether his tyres have gone potentially. I'm also wondering how many sort of reports and penalties we're going to get from this as well.
DC May, the disciplinary committee are potentially going to be very busy tonight. So yeah, this is. I don't think I'm just gonna say this. Pushka, I think, hit that wall on turn 3 every time he's got. I think it's turn 3 or 4. That first chicane every lap for the last 10 laps.
I'll tell you someone who hasn't though. Back up to the front. Risto Capit had a little job to do, and he's done it very well. He will extend his championship lead here today, despite a relatively average race 1. He takes his third race win of the year, and in true style as well. David Francis does hold on to P2, a grey from him. De Vries P3, and Lapassa and Richards hitting each other through the final chicane. Let's have a look here. Have a little look. Richards on the outside. Lapassa went deep. There's contact between the two. That's going to be a difficult one to judge, but Richards finishes on the road 4th. Lapassa 5th. Strana 6th. Verzile 7th. Parker 8th, Yunt 9th, Mason 10th, Puchka 11th, Argo Ted Air from pole P12 after 2 spins. Scott Cervic P13 points as the two listed tiniest hit each other, that might be brought up. Brewster 14th, and Marcus Riffle will bring home the final point for Racing Team Schroten. Your massive list of retirements: Canapino, Waring, Schroten, Pereira, Weeks, Allington, Cabrera, Clont, and Sicky once again with a disconnection.
Well, that was that was an interesting race. Yeah. Have fun, disciplinary committee, because there's going to be a few reports tonight.
Absolutely.
But no, it was an exciting race, I think, is the best way of putting it. Great drive from Capit, and the freeze, didn't he start 8th? Went from stalling it in 8th to finish 3rd, so fair play to him as well.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
I just want to know how Risto does this. I think I'm going to ask him that question.
He just knows the cars.
It's insane.
Very, very well.
Mastered it.
I guess everyone will be hoping that we change to something different next year.
Well, I think the potential is R-Factor 2 next year.
Depends what sort of options we have.
Yeah, I think I need to upgrade my PC for that.
It's a little bit better for optimization.
Yeah, I don't even have a graphics card.
Right, well, anyway, we're going to leave everyone in the chat room to do whatever business they need to in congratulating other people or blaming other people for the end of the world. But we're hoping to get a couple of interviews before we go off the air. We'll give it a couple of minutes. I don't see anybody jumping at the bit, unfortunately.
And cool down first.
I know. See, I know Siggy certainly won't. He's messaged me saying I'm just going to go off and kill myself now. Yeah, it's a persistent problem, a
No,
real
please
shame.
don't
He's
do
going to
that.
try and figure that out some way. Yeah. At least he got 20 points out of the evening, one might say, or argue, I'd say. Race 2, though, not as clean as race 1, evidently. Still, we can hope for better at least at the next round, which is, of course, Silverstone.
Oh, I can't wait.
We had some great racing there last time. It'll be interesting to see how everyone deals with a very different circuit to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, of course. But there are plenty of other different circuits on the calendar as well. As I say, we've reached the halfway point finally. It's been an epic season so far. We've still got Silverstone, as I say. We've got the Red Bull Ring, Hungaroring, Spa-Francorchamps, Monza to round off the year, hoping for some much more exciting battles to come.
Very much looking forward to the coming races. It's going to be a great end to the season, just as long as we have it a bit cleaner.
Yes,
Hopefully,
exactly.
I think it's a bit, I think people were biting at the bullet a bit. It's a very tight circuit. Ultimately, moves can be made, but it's not got as much room as, say, one of the Herman Tilke circuits who are nay wide, but you can go for a lot more things. So it's, hope for better racing in some cases, but still, we had some excitement. I think that's the main thing.
Absolutely right. We do have 2 people for interview, thankfully. We shall start with Risto Capit, who extends his championship lead by quite a lot due to some worries for Canapino, 2 retirements actually for Canapino and Siggy indeed. So another win to add to your tally. Some good racing all around, and I was very impressed with how high you were able to qualify with the 45 kilograms of weight ballast. How much did that actually affect you in the race, though? Because 10th seemed to be a bit of a quiet race for you, battling around with Pushka.
Yeah, in the race, the weight matters a bit more. I mean, you get a good run through some chicanes, but lose it on the straight. But yeah, the qualifying was very good. Without weight, that would have been pole with about half a second, so that was very nice. But unfortunate with my grid penalty, but well, that's my fault for being aggressive. But yeah, race 1 it's okay. I knew it would at least put me in a good position for the reverse grid, so it's all okay.
And of course, looking to Silverstone as well. Very different circuit to Canada. Do you feel like this is one which you can really dominate? Because, of course, you're going to be hampered with the 45 kilograms again.
Yeah, maybe Silverstone sounds a bit faster, so you can carry the speed around. No such acceleration as on this track. Even though you would think that this track you lose more with the weight, but since it has so little fast corners, you didn't really get the tire temperature, and with higher weight, you get a bit more load to the tires, so you had not such a big difference with the weight. It was about 0.6 seconds, but yeah, looking forward to it. It's really nice to race 1 to get the 0 weight and then come through the field. It was very hard though, lots of crashing and stuff, and my car was a bit broken, so it was very hard. But yeah, definitely looking forward to it. It's a faster track, so it should not hamper the weight so much, but I don't know, we will see.
We will see indeed, and we will see you then, Risto. I'm just going to quick drag in our race 1 winner, Eric Strana. That was a bit of an interesting race 1, Eric, wasn't it? You had your teammate and Parker for company. They took each other out, and you only really had to fend off Siggy for half the race before you could claim your second race 1 win at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in the case of 2 years.
Well, it was actually my first, because I got disqualified from last year's.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Big faux pas, yeah.
I have RF scan running this time, though, so I got this. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I took Andrew out, because they made contact, and then he was sort of half spinning, and I thought, oh look, there's space I can get past on the inside, and then he... I don't know, the tires gripped, and he went right in front of me, and then I tapped him, and I couldn't slam on the brakes, because Kevin was, like, right behind me, so... And I slammed on the brakes, both of us would respond instead, so... Yeah, that's the way it is, and then... Siggy was following me, and he was... We had different lines to the hairpin, and he hit me twice, I think, with... I mean... It's maybe a bit clumsy, but hey, I still got the win, and he backed off when it made a big mistake, so... I can't complain about that too much.
Absolutely, and it was a bit more of a quiet race too. Well, I say quiet, you're in the
Was
melee,
it?
weren't you? You're in a quite big
Really?
melee, I must admit, but I guess quieter in terms of points. So I mean, heading to Silverstone next, you became our 5th different pole winner this year. Will you be looking to break them all because you were the guy who scored the most pole positions last year? Of course, I'm sure you'll want to try and retain that title.
Now I'm just going all out. Even though my driving style probably doesn't show it, but I mean, had I done all the races, I've missed two. I've done half of the event so far. I'm way less than half of the amount of points behind Risto. So now the goal is just to catch up to Risto, basically. So I got you, Risto.
It's a difficult goal, I'm sure, but I'm sure you'll try your best as well. Thank you for joining us, Eric, and congratulations on your win. And of course, someone who therefore did win last year, but I got this terribly wrong, of course. Sven de Vries, how a year can change, a bit lower down in the order in race 1, but battling up there in the podium against David Francic for race 2. It was a solid evening for you.
Yeah, it was an interesting evening. I didn't have time to practice, so I just jumped in with the setup from last year in the qualifying. It went well until in the middle of race 1, I realized the brake pressure could go a lot higher this year. So I was braking at the same points that other people were, and I would just shoot past them. So I unfortunately took out Francic in race 1, so I dropped back and returned the position. But both cost us quite some points, but both put us in a good position for race 2. Used a different setup, Eric Strana's setup, so that was very good. Immediately could tell I had a lot better pace. I was really gaining. I thought I had a good shot for the win. Fortunately, I was behind Risto, I believe, who, in my opinion, went back to the racing line in the braking point. So I got some front damage on there, and after that, I was just kind of trying to follow them, but couldn't really attack anymore. But still, pleased to get my first podium of the year. Definitely a bit of a different scenario compared to last year. I'm not sure if it's just the less practice I do this year, or if it's just I don't know.
Oh yeah, we did actually notice that, and I did say it was a wonderful show of sportsmanship to wait that long for David. But can you use this as a springboard? Because of course you're up there at the very top last time with the Donus engine, or last year with the Donus engineering. You've been a bit more midfield this year. We're now heading into the second half of the year. I remember specifically that it was the middle of the year which you found your most form last year, because you had a bit of a stop-start at the beginning and a bit of a stop-start at the end. Do you think that these few races in the middle, Canada, Silverstone, Austria, can be your big points?
Probably not, to be perfectly honest. Last year I was teammates with Ruud and practiced quite a bit, and this year I don't really practice. I just don't have as much time, so basically just show up for qualifying and try and see where we're at. So obviously, we just kind of can't really expect to win a race like that. But if I can finish top 5, top 10, I'll be a happy man and grab a podium here and there. That's going to be the goal for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. I'm hoping you're still hearing me anyway, because I'm currently... There we are. Right, we're back. Can you hear me now okay?
Yep.
Stefan?
You?
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Okay, I think I'm back. There we are. We're okay. Yeah, thank you, Sven. Right, there we are. I'm now James Kirk 1. Never mind. We're just going to drag down David Francic as well. Oh. There we are. So, David, looking a lot better in terms of pace in free practice, and that certainly showed in the early parts of race 1, but more so in race 2, your first podium of the year. You're hitting a nice run of form now, aren't you?
Yeah, it was really good and good week, and I really like this track. It's one of my favorite ones. So that's the explanation for my good pace.
So are we to be expecting a little bit less pace in Silverstone, or is that a good track for you as well?
It's a good track as well, and I hope to continue in this rhythm.
We would certainly like to see it as well. Triple 20 a little bit lower down the order, and I think the whole team is expecting it would be nice to see them rising up a little bit more. So well done on your podium, Dave. Sorry that we had to be so quick with you, but we've got to wrap up here and inform you guys, no worries, on all the happenings over the next couple of weeks. It's been a very busy independent week with the Atlantic Series starting and everything, but no more racing now until next week, where the career ladder heads to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We've got the Open Series and Formula Challenge on Tuesday. We've got the Super Cup on the Wednesday, the Canadian Grand Prix on the Thursday, And then, of course, next week we shall be back, 2 weeks' time, we shall be back with the Independent Week once again. The International Touring Cup heading to Indonesia for the first time in GPVWC history on the Monday. Do we have Atlantic Series as well in 2 weeks? It's all a bit stop and start now. Let's have a little look, shall we? Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Yes, so in 2 weeks' time, Tuesday, we'll have the Atlantic Series back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That'll be the Grand Prix, not the Indy 500. And yes, of course, we've got World Sports Series back on the Wednesday, as always, and we're heading to Silverstone for that round. We're past the halfway point now, and it's pretty clear that the championship is getting ever more into the hands of Risto Cappi. There's still a close band behind, though. Will they find more pace? We should have to wait and see. I'd like to thank my two co-commentators and indeed / cameraman for tonight, to Stefan McCready and Mike Phillips. Both a wonderful job from both of you once again. Thank you very much. I've been James Kirk, and from all of us here, it is a very warm goodbye.